see you. Come on in. How are you? Good. Okay, great. So I hear, unfortunately, you took a fall. Had a little accident. How are you feeling now? Okay. Okay. Yeah, your PC was telling me that you had a little bit of a concussion. Okay. And it looks like in your chart that may have impacted a little bit some of your sort of neurological functioning for a little bit there. Okay, but then it looks like it did clear up within a couple of days. Yes, okay. All right, so it does look like the purpose of our exam today, meeting together, is just to take a little double check on particularly your optic nerve. We're going to make sure that not only can you see properly, that you can decode all of the images and things that you are processing as well, that your brain still has kind of a good uptime, okay, with your eyeballs. Okay. So we've got it. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is just take a little look at your eyes here, okay? I'm gonna get close if that's all right. Thank you. Okay. And you don't have to look into my eyes if you don't want to. You can stare at another point that makes you more comfortable, but I do need to look into your eyes, okay? Do you remember the fall at all? Okay. So you don't know if anything actually made any contact. Can you look over here for me? And look up. Up real high. Good. Okay, other side. Look over here for me. And up really high. Okay. So you don't know whether or not something actually came into contact with either of your eyes at the time of the injury or afterward? Okay, so you're pretty sure not at the time, but potentially afterward. Okay. Well, I don't see any tearing or scratching or scarring of any kind on the cornea, on your skin around your eyes. Nothing to really suggest that anything was pierced or scratched below the eyelid, which I do see there is a little bit of trauma to your eyelid there, a little bit of bruising. How long has that been there? And did you have your sight immediately when you woke up? A little blurry. Okay. Did you remember seeing any spots, any flashes of light? Okay. And have you had any trouble with light sense? Any sensitivity to sunlight or indoor lighting? Okay. All right, well, the next part of my test, I actually have to shine a flashlight into your eyes here to get a deeper look. So please do let me know if you end up feeling uncomfortable at all at any point. Okay, I'm just gonna check here. And you can again just look wherever makes you comfortable. Just gonna get really close for a second and look really good. Can you look up for me, please? Keep looking up. Okay. And look to your left, please. And to your right, please. Okay, and look down for me, please. Okay, great. Not hurting too much. Good, okay. Good. Are you seeing any spots now? No traces of light? Okay, that's a good sign. Alright. I'm gonna bring back out my flashlight if you can handle it. You wanna just blink a few times, yeah. Just let those kind of muscles release a bit if you want to. Okay. You can look kind of gently around. You can kind of feel a little bit of a stretch in your eyes sometimes when you move them, you know, if they're kind of tense. So just kind of push to the edge and don't overdo it. Don't look too far, but just kind of feel into a little bit of a stretch for your eyes. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a massage around your eyes while you're doing that. Just blink whenever you feel like it'd be good. Whenever it feels good for you. We're just gonna try to stimulate since you did have the injury. You know, sometimes weird things happen and there can be reduced blood flow to different major arteries. Different nerves can start reacting strangely, and whenever you're dealing with a major head injury like you suffered, there's always some potential for the eyes, ears, taste, your major kind of faculties to develop issues, especially in the days and weeks following the injury. So it's always a great idea to get these things double and triple checked. And yeah, you're definitely doing the right thing by being here, so I'm glad you came. But just giving that little massage, and that's something you can do for yourself at home as well. Just kind of take your thumbs, or you can use the pads of your fingers if you want to, and whatever feels good and right for you. And just sort of press and move those fluids that might be building up there with your bruising and swelling. And you can tap lightly and just try to get a good blood flow. Okay? Okay, good. So I'm going to grab my flashlight again, and I'm just going to have you follow the light for me, okay? If at any point in time tracking the light with your eyes doesn't feel good, you're hurting, having any pain, seeing any spots, double vision, anything like that, just stare straight ahead, and I will look into your eyes at those moments, okay? Like, examine them, right? Because there may be something that I can see in those moments that's impacting your vision, okay? Are you ready? A couple more blinks there, yeah. Okay. Alright, so just best you can, follow my light here. Just your eyes. Head can stay still. Good. Okay, we're gonna come down. Up. Down. Down. All the way up. Okay. Alright, can you look just back here for me, please? And over here. Okay. Doing all right? Feeling okay? Okay, good. Great job. I'm going to give a little massage again. You can feel free, like before, to blink and or close your eyes as you see necessary. Just whatever feels good, that's what you should be doing. Okay. I'm gonna rub on the sides of your temples as well. Just kind of keep that blood flow nice and calm and even around your eye space. The just whole ocular area can be very sensitive, and it's a really good idea to try to protect your eyes and your eye health. And I know sometimes we can't help it when these, terrible things happen, and I'm really glad that you're okay. So hopefully we'll find out here that your eyes are okay too. Okay. Yeah, usually somewhere around the 3 or 4 week point, they'll have us meet with the injured patient and check on how the eyes are doing, because at this stage in the game, they're a really good indicator of how your progress and recovery is going. Yeah, so no pressure, but this can definitely tell us a lot. Okay. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, excuse me, I have a number of charts here. Okay, just in these little sheet protectors. Some of them are homemade and belong here at our office for specific tests, and other ones are just printouts that you may have seen before at your other doctor's offices for different exams. So most of them you'll probably know what to do. Would you like to start with those ones, or yeah, we can work up towards the other ones. Okay, so I've already got one preloaded here on the clipboard. Okay, can you see this all right? Okay, so I'm just going to point to the letters, and I would like for you to please read them out loud for me best you can. Okay? If you can't see one exactly, just guess something close. Alright. Z, P, T, O, C. Good. Okay. Z, L, P, E, D, K. Good. And you can still see these okay? Sorry, my hand's a little crooked here. Alright, so we've got T, P, C, C, L, F. Oh, great. 2 more lines. You think you can get these? Okay, why don't you cover your left eye for me, okay? L, D, C, O. That's okay. That one does C, T, E. It's a P, okay? And the last line, yep, you can keep that eye covered. P, F, C, T, Z, K, T, Q. What color is this line here? Red, and this? Green. Great. Good job. You did excellent with that. Okay. No wreck's gonna take you. You are crushing it already. We're gonna move on to some numbers. Okay, your letters seem to be all there. Didn't have any trouble recalling any of those letters. You knew what they were all called. You saw almost all of them, nearly perfect. And you don't have any prescription lens wear on right now, correct? Okay, yeah, so that was perfect. Not worried about that at all. It's definitely a good start. Okay, so I'm gonna hold these up here. This is an alright range. Can you see this? Okay. And we're just gonna go one at a time, and these are gonna start off a little bit easier and get just a little harder as we go along to just make sure that you're really on board. Okay? So in this first circle here, okay, this whole big circle, can you see a number? 3, that's right here. Good. How about in this second example? Do you see a number in this circle? Excellent, that is a 5. Perfect. And can you tell me what color these circles are out here? Not in the number 3. Good, they're green. And what about the 3 itself? Kind of pinkish, right? How about here? These dots? Not sure. Okay. And what about the number 5? That's purple. Good. Okay. Not bad. We're going to move on to the next row, okay? I just want you here on these next 4 to tell me what numbers you see, okay? Don't worry about the colors. Okay, great. How about here in this? 12, good. 1 and 2. And this one right here? Yep, it's a little hard, but it is an 8. Great job. How about down here? Good. Right, that is 29. I know the 2s are kind of easy because they've got that wave, but the 9 is got a hook and I can make it more confusing, I feel like. Okay, and this last chart down here. Good, that's a 5 also. Perfect. Doing great. How are you feeling? Good, okay. Alright, we've got one more chart that is going to have number circles like that again, okay? This one's going to be a little bit harder, like I said, than that first chart, right? The practice ones were the easiest, and then it's getting progressively harder. These shades are a little more fair. They're a little more difficult for the eyes to pick up, no matter what. Okay. Okay, let's get started here. You're doing great. How about this first chart here? Excellent. That is the number 3. And can you tell me what color these circles are out here? Yeah, I'll take orange. That's good. Okay, and how about in this same next one? 7. What about this? Good, that's a 4. Excellent. Okay, and as I mentioned, all of the wheels are going to be the same color on the left and the right columns here, so I'm just going to have you identify on one side, okay? If you can do it on one side, you can do it on the other. Alright, so here, this is our new circle. Good, that's right. It is a 6. Perfect, okay. And here, yes, this is the 5. Good, 45. Excellent. And what colors are these kind of bubbles out here? Good. Good. Yeah, they are actually kind of like green and yellow and kind of almost a blue too. Okay. And what about the tricky numbers here? Orange again. Good. Okay, we're on to our final row. How about in this circle down here? Good, that's a 5. That was pretty fast. Are these ones pretty easy for you? How about this one then? Good, 7. And what color for the outside? Orange with yellow, good. And what about the inside? That is green. Perfect. Okay. How are you feeling? Still good? Okay. Whenever someone's doing, this well on their tests, the human part of you wants to say, like, oh, you never even know that you bumped your head, but the doctor part of you and the, more forward-thinking part of you knows that that's a tragedy and a terrible thing to have happened. So it's not funny, but it's one of those situations that you really have to learn what to say in certain situations. But yeah, but you really are doing a great job with these tests, and it is showing very promising results for your healing. So that's what we are focused on, and that's what's important. It's unfortunate that we're in this place, but for being in this place, you're doing an amazing job, and I'm sure you're going to do great on these next tests as well. These are going to be more focused on color. So the last ones, we incorporated a little bit of color identification, which is great. This time we're going to do some color comparison, another important factor to make sure that your brain is just distinguishing the differences, okay? So I'm going to ask you questions about shades being lighter or darker than other shades of the same color family, okay? Our first chart is going to be purple tones, and then we have one that's kind of greens and yellow. Okay. All right. So you can see this whole chart here, correct? Good. Which shape are these? Squares. Excellent. Okay. And which large square, so this is square 1 and this is square 2, is square 1 as a whole lighter or darker than square 2 as a whole? It is lighter. Good. Okay. So collectively, this square looks lighter in tone than this one. Right. Excellent. Okay. So now we're just going to focus on this little guy up here, okay? Good. Okay, so can you tell me, does this center square look lighter or darker than this square here to the side of it? Lighter, good. And how about than this one? This is lighter, correct. Okay. Is this square lighter or darker than this one? Darker. Excellent. Okay. And finally, is this square lighter or darker than this square? The same. Good job. Yep, that's exactly right. It's a little trick. To some people, when they see these colors next to each other, it can affect how they view the shades. But these three are actually the same, and these four are the same. And the hardest ones to tell where you start the test are the purple, which are the same. So good job. Okay, so we're going to move down to the bottom square now. Okay. All right. So we have the same number of squares as we did before. Can you tell me what's different, though, about this square filled with squares than this one? What's different? Great. So our top square has white space gaps, kind of like tile grout, in between. Okay. And down here, all the colors are touching each other, right? Good. Okay. So can you tell me, what colors do you see on this square? Purple and some blue. Okay, good. Is this square here lighter or darker than this middle square? Lighter, good. And is this middle square lighter or darker than the one above it? Darker, good. How about this square up here? Is it lighter or darker than the bottommost square in that same row? It's darker, good. And how about this dark middle square here? Is this lighter or darker than this square up here? Lighter, good. What about this one here? Darker, excellent. Great job. Okay, we've got one more color option. And then we'll do another little eye massage and just take a break for a second. I'll take some notes and then we'll get into the different charts, okay? All right. So here's another little scale of squares here. Are these colors touching each other or no? Yes, good. Okay. Can you tell me in this bottom left corner of the square, is this shade of green lighter or darker than the one directly above it? Lighter, good. And is this new square lighter or darker than this square here? Lighter, good. What about this one? It's darker, good. And how about this square here? Is this lighter or darker than this here? Lighter, excellent. Okay, now we've got this gradient sort of pattern here. Is this end lighter or darker than this end? Lighter, good. And what color is this? Green, what color is this? Yellowish green, good. Okay. Does each color look progressively darker? Yes, okay, good. Great job. Not too hard, right? All right. So have you been having any other troubles with your eyes at all? Do you play on the computer a lot, or look at the TV or look at your phone a lot? Combination. Yeah. Right. It's kind of hard not to see a screen these days. Okay. So you're just getting a little bit of burning, maybe? Okay. Okay, good to know. I didn't see any signs of like severe, serious dryness, but I do have a product that I'll talk to you about when we finish up with these charts that can help with that kind of thing. And it's an over-the-counter product, so we can talk about a couple different ways to help your eyes stay in shape and healthy for the future. Okay, alright, so I'm going to come close again, and I'm just going to start massaging under the eye. Try to move these fluids a bit. Get everything nice and here too. Do you ever wear a prescription? Or I should say, do you often wear a prescription? Okay. Contacts, glasses. Okay. I'm always surprised when people say LASIK. I know it's an option, obviously. I mean, this is what I do, but I feel like it used to be a lot less prevalent, and now that it's become much simpler and quicker process, more and more people are actually going for it. Oh, yeah. I obviously don't perform that here in my office. I'm more neurological related. I don't really fix the eyes in that way. I'm kind of like the diagnostician, I guess, in a sense, and somebody else does the cutting. Yeah, it's just not for me. I can watch gory movies and stuff like that, but I just don't care for real life things being out of order, I guess. Dissection of reality. Right, and thank God, you didn't need any kind of eye surgery. And like I said, everything is still looking great. Okay, we're going to move on to, we have two final charts. They're both a little difference because, like I said, we're not just testing your eyesight, we're testing your brain's connection with your optic nerve as well, okay? So these are just going to look a little bit different than what you're used to. The first one has some symbols, some words, okay? And the second one is all symbols. So here's what the first one looks like, okay? And for now, I just want you to focus on this top section, everything above this line here, okay? So what do you see for me here? Some arrows, good, okay? So I just want you to tell me which way each arrow is facing, okay? So we're gonna read across like this, just like normal to begin with. And it's up versus down, okay? And it's up to you if you want to stay consistent. You can say that this is right because it's pointing to the right, and this is left because it's pointing to the left. That works for you? Okay. All right, you ready? Up, right, down, up, left, 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 down, up, left, right, up. Good. Okay, good. So as you can see, not very difficult, nice quick speed. And I want us to try to maintain that speed as I change some things up, okay? Alright, so first we're going to read it all backwards, okay? Up, right, left, up, down, left, 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 up, down, right, up. Okay, now we're just going to read the purple ones, okay? Good, so you do see the difference. Okay, purple ones only, please. Up, down, left, down, left, up. Good. And now let's just do the orange, okay? Right, up, left, left, up, right. Good job. Okay. And what color is this line here? Blue. What color is this line? Brown. Okay. So in our next section here, we have a series of B's and P's. And I would like for you to tell me what the color of the B or the P is. Okay? Does that make sense? So in this first one, you're going to say blue. Okay. Blue. Brown. Brown. Blue. Brown. Brown. Blue. Good. Okay. Now I want you to tell me what letter it is. B. 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 How many blue peas are there? 2. Good. How many brown bees are there? 3. Good. Okay. Great job. I'm going to move to the bottommost part of this chart now. Okay, I'm just going to swing around here. Can you see all of these words? Can you read them all? Good. Okay. I'm just going to have you tell me, not what the word says, okay? Tell me what color it's written in. Make sense? Okay. Red, green, orange, purple, blue, black. And what color is this square? Yellow. Good. Okay. And now tell me what word each word says. Okay. Green, blue, orange, red, yellow, brown. And this square is yellow. Good. Okay. Excuse me. All right. You did great with those. And we've only got one more. I know you're probably tired of all these appointments. That's true, they can be pretty relaxing sometimes. As long as you're not being poked and prodded. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead with this last chart then. And we'll take it nice and slow and calm. Okay? So here we have a chart that has a number of different symbols on it. For now, we're just going to ignore the lines at the bottom, okay? We're looking at this top 4x4 kind of chart here, okay? Good. So, can you tell me what each of these is? Heart, tree, sun. Good, those are waves. Good job. Okay, so I just want you to tell me the name of each icon. So ignore the color for now. We're going to go through and you're just going to tell me whether it's a heart, a tree, a sun, or waves. Okay? Heart, tree, waves, sun, waves, sun, heart, tree, sun, waves, heart, tree, heart, tree, sun, waves. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to go through just like that. And instead I'm going to have you tell me what color is the icon, okay? Red, blue, red, blue, orange, red, green, orange, blue, green, orange, green, orange, green, red, blue. Good job. Excellent. Okay. Can you tell me how many of each icon there are? 4. Good. Okay. And tell me how many lines is this? 5. Excellent. Okay. Look right here. Right here. Alright, can you still see me okay here? Okay. Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Good, okay. So on those last charts, it seemed like the iconography was easy for you. And the colors versus the letters was a little harder. The BP, right? Which, that's a pretty, usually that one can be a little bit tricky for people just because the B and P are kind of mirror and the brown and blue are both B words, and yeah, I get why that can get confusing. I think, I don't have the results of course, but I think that you were still within an average range for that. You didn't seem to be completely lost in my opinion. I'm not concerned overly. If there was any issue with that, it would be a sort of minor kind of thing. Okay, good. Alright, so, and then we did the little numbers test real quick just to make sure you could see. The last thing I'm really gonna do, just a couple more tests maybe, for good measure. I'm gonna bring my fingers into your vision in a bunch of different silly ways, and I'd like for you to just tell me, say now, yes, okay, whatever you'd like when you can see my fingers, okay? So just anywhere in the middle of my face you can look, or at a shoulder if you don't feel comfortable looking at my face, okay? Just to fix kind of your vision as best you can, okay? One spot. Here we go. Good. 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 Okay. Feeling okay still? Why don't you give me a nice big long close your eyes for a second. And open them back up. Okay. Alright, great. Still looking good. I've been trying to see any signs of a sort of twitch or twitter, any kind of rustling movement with your eyes. They don't really appear to be dancing around or doing anything kind of atypical. They're pretty well focused and attentive. I don't see any real signs of long-term nerve damage, which is excellent. Nothing on the surface, at least. Okay. All right. So, I guess the last thing we really need to do, I mean, you look fine to me, and I have enough data, I think, now to turn in. I don't really feel like we need any excess tests at this time, just because everything's turning out good. Okay. Did you have any questions? Okay. Well, just the last thing, like I said, we're going to talk about is kind of care and future things just to keep in mind. Okay. So whenever you are spending a long period of time on a device with a screen, whether that's a tablet, phone, computer, television, etc., try, you're holding or looking at something that's only a short distance away from you. And anytime that, your eyes are a muscle, okay? So if you were to flex, all day long and just be really, really tense and tight, the next day you'd be sore as hell. And it's similar with our eyes, but we focus so intently and we forget to blink, and we are so interested in what we're consuming through our eyes that we sort of skip some of our natural practices because we can go for extended periods of time without blinking and without moving our visual gaze, which is very helpful in a lot of ways, both evolutionarily and for entertainment purposes, but it can also lead to pain, headaches, and future blindness when you're straining your eyes that much, that often. So here's what I would say: at least every hour. Really, you should be doing this ideally every 20 minutes. If that's not a possibility for you, at least start every hour. Get up or in some way shake up the situation to where you're not being forced to, nor do you have really access to be staring at a screen. Whether that's putting your phone in a drawer for 5 minutes until a timer goes off, or going to sit outside with your pet, going to do the dishes that are sitting in the sink, or do a load of laundry, anything like that. Just something small. If you're at the office, you can walk a couple laps around your floor or up and down some stairs. You can walk outside and get some sunlight for a minute and walk back inside. Whatever the case, it's very important that you change the distance and intensity of your gaze. So if you're staring at something here or here for, a certain period of time, look far into the distance. Look at trees, look at signs that are far away, look at details of houses. Try to make out the intricacies of the things that you're looking at that are far away. And this will help your eyes work sort of equally. The short range and long range muscles and capabilities, which is better for your eye health and might prevent some of those muscle imbalance headaches. Obviously, cutting out screen time as much as you can is healthy and important, but realistically I know that most people need it nowadays for their jobs, and most people get most of their entertainment that way as well. So I understand that we're all working within sort of limitations and boundaries and desires and wants, but especially since you had this injury, I would say that it's very important to just at least once an hour look into the distance for as long as you can, whether that's a few minutes of outside time or 20 minutes. Don't go read a book or make a puzzle or knit or crochet, anything that's also up close and personal. It's not just about screens. Distance also matters. So just get your long gaze acclimated, okay? Okay, and another thing I was telling you about is these are little eye drops, okay? These are the Refresh Optive Advanced Triple Action Relief. Looks like this, okay? This is a brand new one. This is just a little sample. There's a coupon in here if you like it. You can get this and other brands of a similar product just over the counter at the store, so you don't have to see me for a prescription for this. And I would just say, these are just hydrating, sort of moisturizing for your eyes. So if you know that you're going to be engaged in a long day of any sort of fine eye work where you may not be blinking as much, every maybe 3-4 hours, just do at least one drop in either eye. Okay? Are you comfortable with putting in eye drops? Well, the easiest way, is just to look up, use your fingers to kind of keep your eye open, position your dropper over your eye, and then look away. Keep your head in place, keep your eye held open, but look, shoot your eye in a different direction as you actually squeeze the drop, because then you won't flinch because you can't see it. Okay? Easy peasy. Give you those to take with you. Okay? And yeah, I would say that you are looking really good, and I hope that you're on your way to a very, very healthy recovery. Yeah. I know you never expect something like that to happen. And then once it does, I think it's even hard to know how you're going to react each day when you're just in such a massive accident. So I'm really proud of all of the hard work that you're doing, and I'm definitely here if you need anything else. Do you have any other questions or concerns? well, you can feel free to call me anytime. There's a number on my line. You can hit number 6 and it will get you to a different voicemail, one that I access after hours for emergencies. You can just leave me a message there and I personally will be able to hear that, okay? All right. Excellent. Well, it's so good to see you, yeah. And here's to a happy and quick recovery. You did great, like I said, a few times now, but I just really do want to impress upon you that I am impressed, and I think that you are showing a lot of real strength and bravery, and I'm optimistic for you. Okay. All right. Well, I will see you next time.